I'm feeling the effects of the recession. I decided to go take a look at my VA ratings. Things are looking kind of low here, but what can I do? So what you need to know about VA ratings is not only is the VA going to lowball you and give you the lowest possible rating, especially when you don't prove it. Want to learn more, check out my bootcamp at combatcraig.com. They're going to lowball you if you do not provide medical evidence. This is not, I have a mountain of medical evidence. I hear a lot of you guys talking about a mountain of medical evidence. It's irrelevant. If it's not a diagnosis, if it's not talking about your current symptoms, which is where your rating comes from, it's not a nexus. It's like a mountain of shit. It's completely worthless. Don't even send it. So let's take a look at an example here. So we have a 10% rating for right ankle deltoid ligament sprain. I'm not a doctor, so let me try to interpret this. An ankle sprain, like I've literally had 150 of these. 10% rating, you're lucky you got that, in my opinion, but you got it. So 10% is fair. It's a sprain. Right? It's not at the time that you got the rating, you got 10% for the sprain. I think you got out pretty good on that one. 10% left cheek lesion. Left cheek, I guess that's ass cheek. Maybe you like slid on your ass and ripped your ass open or something. Done that. I've skateboarded my whole life. I don't know how many left cheek lesions and right cheek lesions I've had. Again, for a lesion at the time, 10% I think is fair. Both of these things, it was a sprain back in the day. In this case, it was 2018, so at least 4 years ago. And then it was a lesion 4 years ago. These are not long-lasting things. I mean, I'm not, saying they never are, but they're just not. So you got 20% for these things. You're using the combined ratings table. So it's not 10 plus 10. You got 0% for right hand, fifth metacarpal, right? So this one, closed displaced fracture. So you busted your finger and then your finger healed. You had surgery or you're in a cast or something and you got 0% because you have no symptoms. You have no problems. You busted your finger. I don't know. I think I've only busted one finger. I mean, I've stabbed them a bunch of times, probably worse than a bust, but you ended up with 0%. Sinusitis, service connected? No. Why? Because you didn't prove it. Could be a PACT Act thing if you're a Gulf War veteran. If you got denied for sinusitis in the past, I would take a look at filing a supplemental claim on this particular item. Right hearing loss, service connected? No. They deny hearing loss. You didn't talk about it properly. You don't have hearing loss according to the VA. My point that I'm getting at here is you have 10% for a sprain, 10% for a lesion. That probably aren't lasting. And 0% for a fracture that probably healed. Is it a little low? Yeah. I mean, clearly, there's no strategy. There's nothing wrong with not having a strategy. And I'm making this video to show you or hopefully educate you on don't file claims that don't pay if your goal is to get paid, right? So certain disabilities have a cap. That's just kind of the way this combined ratings table works. So you get a disability rating. So much of your body is now disabled. The higher up you go, the harder it gets. So if you are, in a situation where you're filing claims and then you're like, well, I should get more, you can't get more. Like tinnitus, single ear, dual ear, any kind of tinnitus you want, name your flavor, it's 10%. Let's try this. Glass of water. This is not half full, half empty. I don't know if you can see it. That's Tony Robbins. You should go check out his channel. right? Like, oh, I didn't have enough water in here. Like it's 10%, right? At the top. Like there's no 11%, there's no 20%. You're maxed out. You can't put any more water in the glass. Go look at another claim. So what would we do here? I would look at, I see sprain and lesion. Still, I think that's a stretch, but whatever. Work with whatever you have. So you're service connected for something. There's always room for secondaries. So you have to prove, first of all, you have to prove that your sprain is still a problem, your little ankle sprain. Hopefully that's still a problem. If it's not, don't file secondaries on top of it. They're going to reevaluate you and find out that your sprain no longer exists because it probably doesn't. On your left cheek lesion, like if your lesion is gone, don't go file secondaries if you don't have a lesion anymore. Then you're just going to yank that and pull it down to zero. But if you do have those things, file claims that pay if getting paid is your goal. These things could potentially cause some pain, some discomfort. What does that mean in mental health world? Depression. So file a secondary claim for depression. If your claim looks a little low, your rating looks a little low, 10 plus 10 plus 0 plus not service connected, file a claim for depression. If you're actually a veteran suffering from disabilities from your service and they cause you to be depressed, that's a really legit claim. 70% rating would be the average for people that listen to me, go to my boot camp, check out the medical experts that I have right here, and then if all that fails, go check out Hill and Pond because they're sponsoring this shit, right? I have these resources for you guys. So I would start off with a depression claim, major depressive disorder. Sinusitis on this one. If you're a Goal 4 veteran, I would definitely file a supplemental on this one and PACT Act this shit. That's what I would do. Right hearing loss, like if you have right hearing loss and then left hearing loss, they're going to put hearing aids in your ear and give you 0% because you hear. Right? So you no longer, that's the way the VA looks at it. You have hearing loss and you're 23. That sucks. It sucks when you're 53 or 7, like whenever, right? But if they put hearing aids in your ear, then you no longer have hearing loss. You just have hearing aids, 0%. So figure out a strategy. Whether you know it or not, you're working a strategy. It might be a losing strategy. It's okay. There's no timelines or deadlines or anything like that. You can correct this at any time, at any point in the future. The only rules to this are don't file a claim when you're dead. You can't file a claim when you're dead. That's stupid, right? So file claims whenever you want to correct the record, file a claim. Be precise about it. Have a strategy. Have some kind of strategy in place. That requires education. So if this is what you have to work with, that's what you have to work with. What secondaries can I possibly file on here? And then what do I have to do to prevent a reduction in the process? They will reduce you just as fast as they will increase you.